Some more really big news again, guys. This year is honestly looking stacked. Today we of course are talking about the Blood of Dawnwalker. This is a game that has been on my radar for quite some time, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit here and really share my excitement and hear what you guys think about it as well. We just recently got the release date for this game, which is the 2nd of September of this year, 2026, and it really is just adding hopefully another quality entry to this year's game lineup. This game is being developed by Rebel Wolves, which is a new studio by former developers, which was founded by Konrad Tomaszkiewicz and is a Polish-based studio with about 120 to 155 employees. For those of you who don't know, he was the director for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and he led the production team for Cyberpunk 2077, so this guy definitely knows what he's doing. But it is the first game for this brand new studio. Now, I wanted to get a little bit into what the Blood of Dawnwalker is, for those of you who don't know. It is an open world dark fantasy set in the 14th century Europe. You play as the character Cohen, who's half human and half vampire. The really cool thing is that it seems to be a true RPG where your choices matter and there's many different ways to approach different situations. One cool spin in this game is that there is a day and night cycle, and by day you play as a human version where your vampiric abilities aren't at full display. You fight with your sword, and you have to traverse in a human fashion, while at night, you get access to all these different vampiric abilities, where you have to feed on either humans or animals to restore your HP, and you are able to use the abilities that you have unlocked, all the way from traversal options to cool combat abilities. At nighttime, you also fight with your claws. Now, as an FYI, it does not look like you will actually be able to really create your own character. You will be playing as this Cohen character. But of course, the developers promise to give you a lot of options of how you choose to portray this character. The great thing is that I think most of these missions will be approachable either during the day or at night. So you can really choose if you want to go in during the day or if you want to go in at night. Now, some months ago, they showed us an example of this working. And just to cut to the chase, you had to infiltrate this cathedral, and doing it during the day, you were sort of able to walk right in and try and look around for clues of what you needed from this building in that kind of open public fashion. At night, though, the cathedral was closed and there was some vampiric ceremony going on there that you infiltrated, and you'd end up having this boss fight. Now, you also don't have an infinite amount of time to explore and do things, because there is a certain amount of time that you have to actually save your family, which is the entire goal and reason and story behind the game. They specifically say that you will not have time to help everyone, and this world waits for no one. So you will have to really decide whether this person is even worth helping, to basically put aside some time towards something that might not really move you closer to try and help your family. And who knows, maybe that person might have some information about your family, so if you do decide to help them, maybe they will be able to help you out and progress you in that way as well. Now, this is a vast and open world that is handcrafted, and they have tons of different regions, from lush forests to vast plains, treacherous swamps, steep mountains, and medieval settlements. Now, I've been showing the gameplay in the background here for you guys, and it really looks like a fun game and a good time. Now, it's a little bit on the heftier side when it comes to price. It is $93.49 Canadian, which I believe is about $80 USD for you guys in the US. You could get the Eclipse edition, which comes with a digital world compendium, a digital soundtrack, and a digital comic book, which is actually pretty cool. This is about $10 more, but does not come with any other in-game items or anything that will give you an advantage. Now, like I mentioned before, the idea of the story is that you are going and trying to save your family, which you will have 30 in-game days to try and complete. Now, because it has this kind of hard time limit of how much time you actually have to complete at least the main story in the game, the devs estimate it'll be anywhere between 50 to 70 hours to actually complete the story, which is a pretty sizable game. Now, I'm not sure if you are able to succeed in finding your family, if you'll be able to keep playing, or if you fail, will you be able to keep playing and doing side activities, or does the game kind of roll credits, take you to the main screen, and you go from there? This game is being developed on the Unreal Engine 5, which is a little bit of point of concern to me when it comes to the performance. I'm sure all of us know the Unreal Engine 5 looks great. Of course, as we're seeing the gameplay here, it looks stunning and phenomenal, And to be honest, I'm not really noticing any crazy amount of stutters or frame issues, or even a lot of crazy pop-in that a lot of these open world type games really have. But performance is to be seen once people start getting their hands on it. I'm sure reviewers will start getting early copies of it. Now, when it comes to system requirements on Steam, this game is a little bit heavy to run. The minimum for the GPU is a 3050 or a 1070 or an RX Vega 56, i7 8700K or a Ryzen 7 3700X. For the recommended, you're sitting at a 5060 or an RX 6800 XT, an Intel Core i5 13600 or a Ryzen 9 7900X. Now the minimum is targeting 1080p at 30 frames natively, and the recommended is targeting native 1080p at 60 frames. Something that I find a little bit kind of insane is if you want to play at 4K Ultra, you will require an RTX 5090 natively, albeit, but it is a little bit insane. I've got a 4090 myself, so I'll probably be able to run that while using DLSS at the quality mode. I should be able to hit that 60 frame mark, maybe even go a little bit higher than that. Hopefully they can keep optimizing this game a little bit further as they get closer to launch. There is still quite a bit of time left. You know, at the time of recording this video, it's just at the end of April. So hopefully this game will be a little better optimized by then. But yeah, this is Blood of Dawnwalker, like I mentioned, coming out September 2nd of this year. Really just adding on to this incredibly stacked year of games that we have. There's still plenty of games that are still slated to come out this year that don't have a set release date. I'm sure most games are trying to avoid that November window because of Grand Theft Auto 6. So we're looking pretty packed this year. Let me know what you guys think of Blood of Dawnwalker. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to the most this year. And if you enjoyed, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, comment your thoughts down below on the game or anything else you'd like to talk about, and I'll see you guys on the next one.